Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday and welcome back to another weekly home fragrance roundup. I hope you had a great week. If this is your first weekly home fragrance roundup, first of all, welcome. This video goes up every single Saturday and it's just an opportunity for me to talk about all of the home fragrance that I used around the house over the course of the past week. So what I was burning, what I was melting, what I was crocking, what I was lamping, what I was using in my Pura. I'm actually really excited to tell you guys about my Pura today because I recently changed it out and oh my gosh, am I loving what I currently have in both of my devices. So we'll discuss all of that. Before we get into it, I will put a lot of information in the description box right below this video here. I'm going to mention things obviously like candle crocks and candle lamps. If you are not familiar with either of those two candle accessories, I will be linking some videos down below. And look who just reported to work, Alf. But I will be putting some videos in the description box down below. I've actually had a few people ask me about candle crocks lately, and I don't think that they realize that I actually have an entire video on the topic. So definitely check that out. I also link crocks that are great neutral options. There's some other wax related videos down there as well. There are links to where you can find any of the candles that I'm going to be mentioning today. There's sale information for the upcoming candle sales this weekend. There are some discount codes down there. It's just a real plethora of information, if you will. So check that out if you are so inclined. Also, if you're new, this is Alf. Alf is a dog and he hangs out in the background of most of my videos. So if you ever hear any snoring, snorts, you know, kind of some weird background noise, especially if you're wearing your earbuds, that is Alf. And this is just the free pug ASMR that I get to provide you here on my channel. So he's such a sweetie to bless us all with his various noises. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all had a good week. Like I said, I had a great week myself. I am really excited to start talking about all of these candles. So before we do, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick tour around the house. And we're gonna see what I'm currently burning, what I'm currently crocking, and what I am currently lamping. So let's hop to it. We'll meet back here and we have a lot more to discuss. So let's get into it. All right, let's go ahead and start here in the entryway. So on the entryway table is Voluspa Silver Birch Peppercorn. This candle was actually a free gift with my recent Voluspa purchase. Very nice free gift, I will say. It's not a fragrance I would have ever selected for myself, but you know what? I'm kind of enjoying it. It's a little bit more of a masculine holiday fragrance, but it is quite lovely. So if you're interested in this one, it should be ready for me to review next week, but you can definitely purchase it from the Voluspa website right now. It wasn't just like some kind of one-off free gift situation. They regularly have this candle available around the holidays, and I think it's actually available on their website year-round. So if you really like it and you want to burn it year-round, you should be able to do that. But I really do like the mercury glass finish that they used on the glass here. I just love the effect that that gives when the candle is lit. Anyway, let's move on. All right, here in the dining room is Kringle Vintage Pomander. And if you are newer to my channel here, this is actually a fragrance that I created in collaboration with Kringle Candles. So this is a candle that I got to make, an amazing opportunity. I just was so excited to be able to do this project. And I was really thankful that Kringle restocked the candle for this holiday season. This is I would say a more fresh take on an orange pomander. So there's a little bit more focus on that juicy orange note. There is that beautiful hint of that spicy clove. You smell a little bit of a holiday tree note here. And then there's just a tiny touch of vanilla at the base. It is pure perfection in my eyes, but I also recognize that I am probably very biased when it comes to this one because I created the fragrance. But This is like my most ideal orange palm header fragrance. So if you're interested, you can find it on the Kringle website. Again, I will have Kringle linked down below in the description box. So you can find it on their website now if you're interested. Let's move on. All right, welcome to my kitchen island where I am currently burning 2 candles. Honestly, I'm burning 4 candles downstairs right now, and normally I don't have quite this many lit, but I will say it smells really, really good in here. So the first candle that I will mention is to the right here. I am finishing my last little bit of my HomeWorx Crackling Fireside. This is more of a hearth type fragrance, and I just really love this one. So if I can find this at my local Marshall's, HomeGoods, or TJ Maxx, especially after the holidays when they're going to be clearancing a lot of these types of fragrances out, I will absolutely pick one up for next holiday season. We have just really enjoyed this particular one. It's kind of a slightly sweeter hearth type fragrance. And then on the left here, I have, and of course, right now I'm having a brain fart and the name escapes me, but this is the big ceramic candle from the Slatkin & Co. and Elton John collaboration. If you'll remember, from my haul video, I showed that I got the green one, and honestly, the paint job was not the best, and so I decided to go ahead and customize mine. I'll show you guys the lid up close here so you can see what I did. I did a layer of it's kind of like a rose gold spray paint. I'll try to see if I can find, actually, you know what, I threw it away. I cannot remember what company it was from. Anyway, just look for a rose gold. Usually they're roughly about all the same. So I did that rose gold, and then once that dried, I went in with the European Gold Rub and Buff and just kind of lightly went over the whole piece with that as well. And this is what I came out with. So I think it looks a lot better than even the green did. So, most importantly here, this fragrance is so stinking good. Honestly, it's been burning like a champ. I'll show you guys a top view here. I'm going to be reviewing this one on Sunday, so I'll do a formal review. You can still see that green on the inside there. Obviously, I am not going to be able to paint that as the candle burns down. I will be ordering another one of these. The fragrance is very similar to Nest Holiday, and I love it. And it has had a really impressive strength and throw. So it would definitely be worth it for me to grab another one for next holiday season, but it's gonna have to be in January. And hopefully that means that I can catch it on some kind of clearance price point, because these are currently going for, I think, like $79, $80. It's some weird number, but it's right around $80. So if I can get it for a little bit less, I will certainly do that. Even if I have to get it in like the green or the red, or maybe even the black, no matter what the color, the fragrance is all the same. And now that I know that it's pretty easy to customize the ceramic portion, if it arrives a little too shiny, or if I just don't like the shade of red or whatever, I'm more than happy to always make the pieces my own. But I do wish that maybe in 2025, Harry would consider blessing us with not quite as many like shiny finishes on his various pieces. I like a more satin or matte finish when it comes to a lot of my decor pieces. And the green was very shiny, and I'm just not into it personally. I do realize there are a lot of people out there who do like the shinier finishes, but I think it'd be nice to give people some options every once in a while. So we'll see what happens, but for what it's worth, this is performing like a frickin' beast, and it's a fabulous fragrance, and I would wholeheartedly recommend it. All right, let's move on and talk about some lamps and some Crocs. Welcome to the crock in my laundry room. Okay, I decided to go ahead and put the Kringle Reserve gingerbread frosting in here. I recently reviewed it this past week, and my hope was that once I put the candle into the crock, that I might maybe detect a little bit more of that gingerbread note. But I am sad to report that it just still smells like a kind of like buttercream frosting, royal icing type of mix. It's not a bad scent. Listen, it doesn't stink. It's not awful. It's just not gingerbread. So I would love for Kringle to take another stab at this one and maybe add a little bit more of that gingerbread oil, or maybe, you know, take out a little bit more of the vanilla that they put in here. But it is just, it's very frosting smelling, so it's very sweet. I think some people might consider it cloying, like a cloying level of sweetness. So I don't know. This is just not one of those Kringle candles that I'm going to say, yes, you have to go try it. Yeah, if you like sweet scents, go for it. But if you are thinking that this is going to be like a pure gingerbread, it's just not. So for what it's worth, I'd say it's probably a pretty easy skip. All right, let's move on. Underneath the candle lamp in my office, I decided to go ahead and place a HomeWorx Vanilla Currant Biscotti candle. This one is several years old, and I am still trying to get through a few more of my HomeWorx candles to make a little bit more room in the closet in the upstairs hallway. Obviously, HomeWorx candles are a little bit larger than most candles from, you know, most candle companies. So they do take up quite a bit of space in terms of storage. I will always have HomeWorx candles on backup, but I'm trying to limit the amount to around like 30 candles max when it comes to HomeWorx, just because of their size. So, but anyway, when I first received this fragrance, I wasn't nearly as like pumped about it, or I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as I do now. My fragrance tastes really have changed over the last few years here, and definitely only for the better. So whereas before I kind of found the currant note here a little bit off-putting, I'm actually really enjoying it now. So I don't know if this one is currently available. I don't think it is, but it is a lovely scent. And if it ever comes back around, if you are a fan of red currant, you're really going to like this one. I'm pretty sure there's already an in-depth review up here that I probably uploaded maybe like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. So you can definitely check that out on my HomeWorx playlist. But this was the last one out of my collection, and I'm glad to be enjoying it. And also just glad to finally, you know, get it out of the system once I finish it. So let's move. Let's see. Do I have, yep, we're going to go to the top of the stairs here. I have a candle lamp up there and then 2 more crocks. So let's head upstairs and see what is fragrancing the upstairs of the house. Welcome to the top of the stairs here, where I have a console table. Sorry that the lighting is so atrocious right now. I tried turning on the little buffet lamps that I have on either side, and for whatever reason, it makes the cameras like go in and out of focus constantly. So we're just going to do this in the dark essentially. So this is the Hestia candle lamp. It utilizes a 50-watt bulb, and I set it for 2 4-hour melt sessions each day. The higher the wattage that you can get for your candle lamps, the better. I feel like a lot of the candle lamps that I have seen popping up at Marshall's, HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, places like that, I feel like most of those have been 35-watt bulbs. So if you are looking for the most fragrance output, I would suggest going with something like the Hestia, which I have linked in the description box down below. That will definitely give you a little bit more oomph in terms of fragrance output, if you will. So, for example, this one here at the top of the stairs basically is scenting the entire upstairs of the house. Like, This fragrance here is kind of a powerhouse to begin with. So this is the HomeWorx Spice White Pumpkin. Yes, I am still doing some fall fragrances around the holidays. I just honestly think that a lot of the HomeWorx fall scents also translate really well throughout the holidays as well. So anyway, this one is absolutely delightful and I've really been enjoying it, and it is potent. First of all, it's a few years old, so I feel like it's been marinating for a while, if you will. But also, I think that the wattage here on the Hestia is really providing a massive like fragrance experience. So, all right, let's move on to the last two crocs and then we'll head back downstairs. This is the crock in my master bedroom, and I have decided to put the Kringle Holiday 2023 fragrance in blankets and snowflakes in here. And you guys, so you can see I have about, I don't know, maybe a little more than a third of the wax left. This has been going now since the beginning of the week, and oh my gosh, it smells so good. This is such a great fragrance. I think I actually like this one more melting than I did burning, and I liked it a lot when it was burning. This in the wax melts, I think I need it. It's so good. This is also a fragrance that I could see myself enjoying in January. So I'm hoping, again, that I can get some of these wax melts when Kringle is hopefully clearancing things out, you know, after Christmas and into the new year, because this is good. And again, I think this is a fragrance that can translate into January, February. It's just really well done. Check out my in-depth review if you want some more information, but I am loving it in the candle crock. It's just so good. This is the last crock that I'm going to share with you guys, and this one is in the very back bedroom of our house here. And I decided to put my Kringle Reserve spiced orange and cranberry fragrance in here. I burned this to the halfway point, and you know what? I thought the fragrance was good. Nothing spectacular, nothing earth-shattering. I feel like a lot of us have smelled a fragrance exactly like this before. It's orange and cranberry. So you've got like a nice juicy citrus, and you've got that nice tart cranberry. There's nothing exotic about this, but honestly, I think I actually like the fragrance better melting, kind of like I did with the last one. It smells a lot less tart in terms of the cranberry when I'm melting versus burning this one. I think I actually, like I said, enjoy the scent a little bit more that way. It burned fine. There were no issues. It was just a case of, you know, this fragrance is just, it's not one that I would really be naturally drawn towards. This item was sent to me in PR, just so you guys are aware. So it's not one that I would have actually purchased. But I'm finding myself really, really liking it inside of the crock. So if Kringle ever came out with some wax melts in this specific fragrance, I think I might actually purchase the wax melts the next go around. So yeah, it is a lovely scent. It's still available in the Reserve line. And if you want to burn it, I had no issues with the burn, like I said. It's just not one of those fragrances that I think is terribly exotic. So, but if this is the type of scent that you are really drawn towards, I would say go for it. It is lovely. So it's just a little bit redundant, if that makes sense. So I would like to see more like exotic or more like beautiful gourmands in the Reserve line this next year. We'll see what we get. I'm definitely curious to see where Kringle goes this next year, but for what it's worth, this one I think could be an easy skip for most people. But if you do like that combination of citrus and cranberry, you might really enjoy this one. All right, let's head back downstairs and talk about what else I was burning and melting this week. All right, we're back, and oh no. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Sorry guys. I was gonna say we might get like 2 snoring pugs in this video, but she turned around. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that tour of what's currently burning and melting around here. Smells pretty good, if I do say so myself. Anyway, we are going to get started, and I'm just gonna dive right in with the Pura talk because, oh my gosh, do I have some recommendations for you. Okay, so I changed out all of my HomeWorx fragrances and I decided to go in with my Nest and my LAFCO vials here. So in my kitchen on the island, I have the LAFCO. This is the Spiced Pomander. I actually reviewed this candle on my channel. I think it was probably last Christmas. I really enjoyed the LAFCO fragrances, and the vessels are gorgeous. I didn't really get much more from them this year. I'm thinking about taking another dive back into LAFCO with some of their larger formats in 2025. Spiced Pomander is absolutely a fragrance that I would consider repurchasing from them. This is a great pomander scent, you guys. I think this is one where there is a little bit more focus on like that really juicy, delicious, sweet orange note. You definitely smell some clove in here, but it is a little bit more focused on the citrus. And personally, that's what I love in pomander fragrances. Clove is a necessity. It has to be there, but I don't like when the clove overtakes the orange. It's not the case with this one at all. You guys, this vial performs so stinking well. I did review the Pura system, so I will link that review down below as well. 100% worth it. I've had a lot of people over the last couple of years telling me that I need to try Pura, and I was always like, oh yeah, it's on my list, and it was on my list, but I just kind of kept pushing it back. I feel silly for doing that because this is a great system, you guys. The vials are, there's so many different brands to choose from, so many different types of fragrances. It's really easy to use the system. You just can control everything through your app. The app literally tells you how, you know, how much time you have left in your vials. It will tell you when to swap the fragrances. Just really, really a fantastic system. So I'll link that review. This is a must try if you are an orange pomander type of person. You gotta check it out. And then also in the kitchen, this is, oh, interesting. It doesn't, no, it does say on the bottom. Okay, so in the kitchen is, I have the holiday vial as well. So you insert 2 vials into the Pura system and then you can have them alternate. That's what I do. One day I have the spiced orange going, or the spiced pomander, and then the next day I have holiday going. So, and you can determine like what hours the fragrance output starts and stops. You can shut it off whenever you leave the house. Like it's just a really great system. But anyway, holiday is fabulous. I also have a holiday candle that I've been burning. This is one of my staples from Nest each year. Cannot recommend the fragrance enough. So I have those 2 in the kitchen, and then in my entryway, actually just right around the corner right here, I have Holiday and Birchwood Pine. Birchwood Pine is one of my favorite tree scents. Again, both are from Nest. So I just ordered directly from the Pura website, but you can also find the Pura vials, I think at, do they have them at Sephora? Gosh, I don't know, but there's a few different retailers. I know that Ulta has started carrying some of the Pura vials as well. So obviously the selection really is the best on the Pura website. But I'm telling you, if you've at all been interested in the system, it's really, really fantastic. I am going to be trying out their newer, larger format this next year. So that's something that I've put into my candle budget. So you got an itch there, buddy? Anyway, I am just loving it. So I also have the holiday and the Birchwood Pine alternating out here in the hall as well. So just fantastic. Honestly, cannot say enough good things about it. So if you're in the market and you've wondered whether it's worth it or not, in my eyes, money well spent. I will continue using Pura for sure. Okay, let's talk about some candles that I finished this week. First, I have the Autumn Pumpkin, which I was using underneath my candle lamp in the upstairs hallway. That is now where the spiced, what was it? The spiced pumpkin, spiced white pumpkin. Was that what it was? I've already forgotten, and we were just up there. So anyway, that's obviously up there now. This was what was up there, but I finished it. So This is done. When you are using a lamp, you are obviously pouring off the layers of wax as you lose the fragrance. I had some people ask me like how you know when to pour off the wax. That is going to be entirely dependent on your nose. For me, the cutoff is if I can no longer readily smell the fragrance, that means that it's time to pour off a layer of wax and get started with a fresh layer that hasn't been melted yet. So that fresh layer still has fragrance oils in it. So as soon as the, you know, bulb reaches that layer and begins to melt it, you have that fragrance output from that given layer. So that's how you decide when to pour off your wax. So, and if you're wondering what to do with the wax, guess what? There's a video. I have a video. So check that video out down below. Okay, I finished, you guys, I love this. This really reminds me of my beloved Yankee Candle Cranberry Chutney. This is the cranberry sauce fragrance from HomeWorx. Burned great. I will say there was a little bit of wax obviously left at the bottom, but it is a very thin layer. This was fantastic. There is no soot here. There's no discoloration. The wicks were fantastic and it was a great burn experience. So I will repurchase this 100%. This was this a pour from this year? Yep, this was a 2024 pour. So no problems for me. Great experience and it's good. It's really good. Definitely will be repurchasing that for myself next year. Okay, here we have another candle that I finished underneath the candle lamp in my office where you saw the vanilla currant biscotti from HomeWorx currently. This was the cookies for Santa, and you can see that I never actually lit this one. Those wicks they were never lit, so you can see them unlit right there. So yeah, I just once I melted this last layer, I just poured it out because I needed to finish one of my little fire starters. So yeah, perfect experience underneath the lamp. I burned my first one. The first one burned quite well, but I just was like, I think I'll get a little bit more life out of it putting it underneath the lamp. And I do think that is definitely the case. So the fragrance is kind of almost along the lines of like a snickerdoodle, maybe with a hint of like caramel in it. It's good. It's a really great scent. That fragrance is available on the Rakuten Co website if you just want to purchase like an individual. The label is different on the Rakuten Co website, but I do think you can still find the set of 2, which was part of the Christmas and July TSV from HomeWorx this past summer. So I think they still have some sets. I don't know what the price point is, but it might be cheaper than the Rakuten Co website. So check it out. I have a bunch of smaller candles that I finished in terms of like votives like this week. So I have a couple here from, is this Illume? Yes. So these 3 here are from the Illume brand. This is the Juniper Moss, fabulous fragrance. This is the Pomander Pine. This one was nice, but I think it's more pine than anything else. And this one here, it was kind of light. It was a nice scent. Listen, these are just small votives, so I really could only smell them when I was near them, but they did smell good. So I haven't tried a whole lot from Illume, but I definitely would consider trying maybe a little bit more from them. This is Winter Mint. This was probably my least favorite because I don't like mint, and it definitely features mint. So, but if you like mint, you might adore this. Anyway, I thought these were just really cute. I like the colors. These were leftovers from last year. I don't remember where I bought them. I really don't. So, but for what it's worth, they were cute little votives. I also have 3 votives that I purchased from the Nest website a couple years ago. This is the fragrance Hearth. I am kind of borderline tempted to keep these because they have the cutest little like herringbone design on them, and they're like a really, they've got like a matte texture to the ceramic. I don't know, I kind of like the way they feel. I also have the Après Ski fragrance here, and then this one is the Birchwood and Pine. I love Birchwood Pine. This is such a great tree scent. I enjoyed these, but again, they were little votives and they weren't meant to, you know, like fragrance an entire room, but they were fun and it was great to experience the fragrances that I haven't tried before. So this was my first time trying Hearth. I actually liked it. And I think this was my first time trying the Après Ski as well. This one was really nice as well. So anyway, I think there was a fourth one that I actually finished last year because these were leftovers from last holiday season. And the other one that I had was the holiday scent. Of course, I went through holiday a heck of a lot faster, but those were great. I really enjoyed them. And I like little things like that to just, you know, put around when we're having like a holiday party or something. They're just fine. They just add a little bit more extra ambiance with just a little like kick of fragrance when you're near them. I think they're kind of fun. So this here is the Evergreen Roots Northwest Oh Christmas Tree. I really enjoyed this. I was burning this in our downstairs powder room this week. This is such a great tree scent, you guys. I feel like this is a mix of like a spruce and a fir. I don't really get a whole lot of pine from, there might be a little bit of pine in the way background, but I feel like I get a little bit more of the other two notes that I mentioned. Anyway, these are great. I really want to try more from this company. They use a 100% soy formulation, so you guys know how I feel about soy. So I still have the 3 other fragrances and I'll probably go through those this next week. I've just really enjoyed my experience with these. They're very small. Listen, these are not room fillers at all. It's kind of like the same idea as the little votives here, obviously a little bit bigger, but more for like a smaller space. Like this was great in our powder room. But would this scent a room of this size? No, not really. So, but for what it's worth, their blends smell amazing. So a larger format, I think, is definitely in my future for sure. Okay. Other candles that I was burning this week. Oh my gosh, you guys, he is so, I don't even know if you'll be able to, oh yeah, you can. Okay, there he is. He's so sweet. He's just such a little schmoozer. Anyway, he's giving us some good snores today, I think. Other candles I was burning this week. So I obviously showed you guys my beloved Nest Holiday. I have one more left that I will be lighting the week of Christmas because I'm definitely going to be finishing this one this next week. Obviously, I maybe only have like 1 or 2 more burns left. By the way, it did not come with this lid. This is a lid from a Glass House candle that I reviewed last year at some point, or maybe even the year before, but I liked the little lids. And when I discovered that they could be used on Nest, I was like, perfect, because Nest only gives you those little plastic sleeves on the top. Really think for the price point, especially since they keep raising the price every single year on all of their candles, they could probably give us a lid of some kind. It doesn't even need to be like a fancy lid, just a plain silver, simple lid. I would just really appreciate, but not my company, so I don't get to decide. All right, we have a Voluspa candle here, and I am getting pretty close to finishing this one. I think I'm definitely gonna finish this one this holiday season. This is their Gilt Pomander and Hinoki. This is a blend of gilded holly berries, cardamom, and Japanese Hinoki. I think the Hinoki is really the most prominent note in this one. It's kind of a sweet, slightly almost tangy, woody scent. That's how Hinoki comes across to my nose. I really like how it blends with that berry note and that cardamom in here. You guys, this is a lovely fragrance. If you've never tried it, I would highly recommend it. I don't know that I would ever get this one in the big Hearth size, but I tell you what, this 1 wick size is definitely one of the most powerful 1 wicks that I've purchased from Voluspa. But I do think that where Voluspa really shines in terms of strength and throw is with their 3 wicks and with what I'm gonna show you next here. If you find a fragrance that you absolutely adore from Voluspa, I think if you have the money, one of the, hold on, I don't want to break the lid. Hold please. One of the best things you can do is invest in one of their big mama jamas, you guys. I recently shared a haul. If you missed that haul video, I'll link it down below. I bought 2 more of these hearth candles, not in the Noble for Garland, because as you can see, I'm still working my way through this one. These are 5-wick candles, and they burn incredibly well. First of all, this is thick glass. Listen, these hearth candles they're very spendy, but if you can get them on a sale with some cash back or something, I think they're totally worth investing in. They're just so incredibly beautiful, and I had this one burning when we had our holiday party here at the house last Friday. Everybody freaking loved this candle. Now, the people in my real life aren't as obsessed with home fragrance as I am. Like, I'm like the candle nut in our friend group, which is great for my friends because they get all of the things that I either grow tired of or that I'm trying to declutter. I actually had a couple of friends say, are you gonna be getting rid of that? And I was like, don't touch that candle. Like, your box is in my office. Those are the things that you can go through and take, but you're gonna have to pry this from my cold dead hands. Or just, you know, go buy one yourself. But I just love the novelty of this. Like, everybody loves these massive candles, and they're absolutely massive, you guys. I was gonna say girthy again, but I know some people didn't like that. Yeah, they're just big, right? And the vessels are just absolutely stunning. The design on this one, worth every penny. I'll be keeping this after, and I will use it as a hurricane for other candles because that is how stunning this is. Now, the lid is equally as beautiful. It's got the same design. It's just a heavy glass lid, and when you're burning the candle, you basically use this as the base for it. So you just set your candle on top here. It is the most beautiful presentation. I cannot say enough about these hearth candles. Like I said, if you can splurge on them or if you can save up to invest in your favorite fragrance, no regrets. No regrets or regrets. Speaking of massive candles, this week, once again, I have been enjoying my HomeWorx Luxe Cinnamon Vanilla. I only brought the lid in here because it's also a big fat candle like this one. Not quite as big as the Hearth from Voluspa, but it's pretty big. Anyway, it's still in my dining room. Beautiful. I love the hobnail design and I love the fragrance. It's a very simple cinnamon vanilla fragrance, but it's just done really well. It burns like a champ. It's got amazing strength and throw, and it's lovely. So it's a little bit of a splurge, obviously, for both of these bigger candles, but absolutely worth it in my book. So let's continue on. I have been burning these 2 candles from the HomeWorx Elton John collab. This is the Citrine Forest. As you can see, I'm almost done with this one. And I just want to show you how the wax has completely corrected itself. Listen, these they were a little tricky to start with because they had a little trouble pulling out. Now, I use a candle sleeve to retain the heat, and it does help with the pulling out for sure. And I think it also helps with getting that wax to go down with the, you know, with the rest of the wax pool. It just helps to retain the heat, and anytime that you can do that, it is going to help your wax burn a little bit more evenly. I just adore these, and this fragrance is so good. Check out my in-depth review. I have a HomeWorx playlist, so if you're interested, you can find that video there. I did just upload it a little bit earlier this week, so it's pretty fresh on my video list as well. And then also the Merry Marmalade. This one here, I am still right around the halfway point. I'll probably be finishing this one this next week. This one was actually a PR item. The Citrine Forest I purchased myself from QVC when all of the candles launched. You will have seen that in the haul video where I showed the hearth candles as well from Voluspa. But this is a great fragrance, and if these go on any type of clearance, I will be ordering a set of this for sure. I really like the Merry Marmalade, and I think I would actually like that Merry Marmalade this next spring and summer. So they're beautiful, and I've had a really good experience with all of mine. So I think this was a worthwhile collection, but I know there were some other people that had some issues with the wick clips becoming detached while the candles were in transit. And some people had issues with the candles not pulling out completely. So I told you guys how I remedied that not pulling out situation. Just simply use a candle sleeve, and I mean, mine went pretty good. Obviously, it would be ideal if they would just pull out completely on their own. I will say I wish that HomeWorx would get away from this 3-wick format. I just don't like the 3 wicks. I love HomeWorx for their either 4-wick or their luxe size candles. They're absolutely worth it to me, but I feel like Harry keeps kind of pushing these 3 wicks, and I don't know, I feel like most of us probably wish that he would just stick with the 4-wick format. So most of the time they seem to pull out a lot faster, but it's the 3 wicks sometimes that will struggle, at least in my book, in terms of really getting going. So, all right, let us discuss some updates on the Winter Reserve launch and the Winter Flight collection from Kringle Candle. So here we have Champagne Bliss. You guys, I am actually saving the rest of this Champagne Bliss. You can see I'm well past the halfway point. Where am I at here? Okay, it's so hard to tell with this one. It seems really opaque. You okay there, buddy? I am right down to here, so a little bit past the halfway point, obviously. Listen, if you like champagne toast, but you want more of that effervescent, bubbly type note, you gotta try this Champagne Bliss. It is so incredibly good. So this one here I'm saving for New Year's. He keeps circling around the cam. Okay, he has now settled right underneath the tripod, so I hope he's gonna take a nap there and not knock the camera over while I'm talking. But you guys, this is fabulous. I love this scent, and like I said, I wanna enjoy it over New Year's, so I'm gonna stop burning it for the next couple weeks here so that I actually can enjoy it for New Year's, because my candle budget for the year is gone. It does not reset until January, so I can't place an order for another one right now. I'm really strict with this, so yeah. Anyway, for what it's worth, I love that fragrance. I absolutely will repurchase it next year. Another fragrance that you will see an in-depth review of on Sunday is their Winter Crystal. Now, this is the one that I will say I've probably burned the least. This one I've only burned about maybe a quarter, possibly a third of the way down. It's a great fragrance though. It's kind of a powdery, perfumey type of scent. So if you are one of the people that is kind of annoyed with the number of perfumey or cologne-y type scents that Kringle has put out this year, I think this one's gonna annoy you. So skip it. You're not gonna be happy with it, but I really like this one. Kringle actually has gotten me into these more perfumey, more cologne-y type scents this year. But I do realize that they have cranked out a lot of them as of late, and I don't know that most people are necessarily looking for more of that. I have said this a few times, but I think Kringle would do really well to start digging into the gourmand market, because I feel like most people feel a lot more comfortable purchasing a gourmand fragrance. It's nice because, okay, sorry, I was getting distracted by my phone dinging in the background. I had to go check. It was just a bunch of like junk texts, of course. Anyway, what was I talking about? I think I was talking about how I would like for Kringle to head into more of a maybe gourmand direction next year. I feel like it is a lot easier for a person to imagine what say for example, a like blueberry maple pancake type of fragrance, what that would smell like. You know, we've all had pancakes probably. Most of us have eaten and smelled a blueberry. Most of us know what maple syrup tastes and smells like. So, you know, purchasing a candle like that is just an easier commitment for most people than say a fragrance by the name of Winter Crystal. What does a Winter Crystal smell like? Even with the notes sometimes, you know, like you can read through them and if the notes are a little bit more conceptual, it can just be hard to imagine, like, am I gonna like that? And obviously with, you know, Kringle being almost exclusively available online for the most part, at least for the vast majority of us who have to order online because we don't live close enough to a store or a boutique that sells their products, you know, like we're kind of blind buying. So that is why I love Gourmand so much, is because I just have an easier time committing to them. I really think that Kringle would do well to kind of try to corner that market a little bit more. So fingers crossed that in 2025, we get a little bit more of a Gourmand direction. I just think that that's going to go over really well for them. I'm not saying stop putting out these perfumey scents, because now I'm kind of hooked and I'd like to try some more. But I don't think that these should be like yes, this is what we have to do, you know? I don't know. I feel like a lot of those fragrances are sitting right now, so... But we all know what sells out for them instantly. Usually it's the jelly donuts, it's the macarons, it's the sprinkled macarons, it's anything that smells like food. People love food. So, yeah. While everybody does foodie scents, just, you know, that's what people like. So you should give people what they like, right? I mean, if you're trying to make money anyway. So anyway, let's talk about Arctic Highway here. Shared an in-depth review of this one, and now that I have reviewed it, I have decided to plop this one into my gift to a friend pile. So this is the cardboard box that lives in my office that my friends get to dig through whenever they come over. So any fragrance that just really doesn't speak to me personally, I will put in there. And my friends are more than welcome to just take those candles and enjoy them. I love being able to share with the people in my life. And this fragrance here is, once again, a more masculine, perfumey type of scent. It's a nice, listen, it's a nice cologne-y fragrance. I will say, if Craig was wearing this, I would probably be like, you smell good. But I don't necessarily want my house smelling like that. I don't know. We all have our fragrance preferences, and this one here is just a little too masculine for me. You know, like this perfumey scent, all over it, love it. This is not going in the giveaway pile, but this one here is just, it's a very straightforward, just like men's cologne fragrance. So if that is what floats your boat, definitely check it out. But it's not my personal favorite. So, but it is a nice scent. So for what it's worth, my review is up. You will see the review of Winter Frost on Sunday. As you can see, I am just reaching the halfway point with this one now. And I kind of like this one, which is interesting because this has mint in it. There's mint in here and I like it. No, I don't think I am entirely sold on mint or eucalyptus. I don't think I ever really will be, but the mint that's in here is actually quite enjoyable to my nose. I do think this will be a great like after holiday fragrance. It's kind of fresh. There's a little bit of a sweetness with that green note that's in here. To me, this smells like a grassy type of green note. But anyway, check out my in-depth review. It'll be up on Sunday. One last candle, and then we are going to dig into the wax melts from this past week. Christmas time in the city. I am nursing this along, you guys, because like I said, my candle budget is gone, but I desperately want more of this. If this is on clearance after the holidays, and if there's any still available in January when my budget resets, I will be purchasing a couple of these for next holiday season. Although Mick did say that he would keep this in the lineup, so I'll be holding him to that. This is so good, you guys. And this is one of those fragrances that has lavender in it, and lavender is another one of those fragrance notes that I'm just like with normally, but not in here. Nope. I'm telling you, if you pick this up, please tell everyone in the comments down below how interesting, unique, beautiful, just, it's a stunning fragrance, you guys. This is a must-have for me for the holidays going forward. It smells so good. It smells even better when you light it up. I am telling you right now, this is the holiday fragrance to try. Try it. Just get a medium jar, get a wax melt, get a daylight if it's available. Just get it in some kind of format and let me know what you think about it. It is gorgeous. I'm in love with that, like in love. All right. Oh, I finished some votives this week. Forgot to pop these in at the beginning. These were the Chesapeake Bay Accents little votives in the vanilla bourbon fragrance. So these were nice. I think I bought these at HomeGoods. I bought these at HomeGoods for $4.99. Screaming deal. Good deal. Okay, let us discuss what I was using this week from Scenty. I pretty much exclusively use Scenty when it comes to wax melts. I just find it to be the most consistent, so I'm a big fan of that. I was using the Scenty brick in Wrapped in Lights. This is a, like, there's a juicy pomegranate note in this one. There's a little bit of citrus. There's some cinnamon in here. I like this fragrance. I don't love it. I think the Christmas tree one was definitely my favorite, but I think this one is nice. It's not one that I think I'll ever repurchase, but if you like that pomegranate, I think you got to check this one out. This is orange, spice, and everything nice. I finally finished this brick this week, and this one was a leftover from last year, I believe. I'm pretty sure I purchased this last year. Now this is, it's an interesting orange in that it's kind of a perfumey orange fragrance. I was hoping that this would be a pure orange pomander. It's not really. I don't get much in the way of spice from this one, and the orange note really is kind of oddly perfumey. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it just wasn't like what I was hoping it would be, if that makes sense. That being said, I enjoyed it. So yeah, anyway, I finished it. It is quite a feat to finish these bricks. So I only have 2 cubes left in this one. So this one will definitely be finished by next week as well. And then I have 1 brick used out of this. This is the Merry Wonderland. And I like this one. I just actually popped this one into the downstairs powder room. I'll have the notes for this one going across the screen here. But it's kind of an interesting sweet. It kind of almost smells edible in a way, but then also not, because there's a little bit of like perfuminess to it. I smell like a sweet floral note in here. It's a very interesting scent, but definitely not club worthy for me. This was from the Scents of the Season wax collection here. So anyway, for what it's worth, that was it. That was all that I used for Scenty this week. Basically, I was just chopping up these bricks and almost exclusively using these around the house in all of my warmers this week. So anyway, we are getting really close to Christmas. Obviously, we only have 1 more full week before Christmas. I cannot believe that this holiday season has been flying by as quickly as it has. I really kind of wish I would have made maybe a little bit more of a dent in my holiday candle collection in terms of finishing things. I still have obviously a couple more weeks here to finish a few more things, but I just have a very hard cutoff in terms of not burning holiday fragrances after, like, definitely after December. Usually the week between Christmas and New Year's, I'll kind of try to finish some things up, either by finishing them by burning them or popping them into my candle crocks, but I get really bummed when I have to take down my Christmas decor. By the way, the lighting has been funky in this video because I'm sitting in front of my Christmas tree right now, and that is the only like source of light that I have coming at me. So that is why I have this little glow here, and it's a really gray, cloudy day, so the lighting was funky. Sorry, but I feel like you were able to see all the candles okay. But anyway, yeah. We are almost halfway through December. That's crazy and kind of a bummer. I feel like the season is just flying by. So, but let me know what you were burning and melting this past week in the comments down below. Let me know what you are going to be gravitating towards after the holiday season in terms of fragrances. I'm definitely curious to see what you guys are thinking about busting out for January. I'm always looking for inspiration because I would say January and February are like the toughest months for me home fragrance wise. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Anyway, I appreciate you being here. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe if you're new. Check out that description box, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.